10 Jefferson nickels are sitting in front of us, with dates ranging from 1940 to 1987. At first glance, several look ordinary. That is exactly why this hunt gets interesting. On Jefferson nickels, the date rarely tells the complete story. The detail that changes everything may be a tiny mint mark beside Monticello, an older mint mark hiding underneath another letter, a wartime alloy identified from the reverse, or 5 unbroken steps that most people never examine. We are counting down all 10 coins, and the final 2 have the strongest variety checks in the group. One documented overmint mark has brought 5 figures in an elite certified grade, while the final date can lead you to either a wartime silver nickel or one of the best-known repunched mint marks in this series. Those results do not make every matching date valuable. Grade, strike, exact variety markers, and professional authentication still control the value. Keep a magnifier ready, never clean a coin, and turn every nickel over when I ask. The real hunt begins on the reverse. Number 1, 1942 Jefferson nickel. The final coin is the 1942 Jefferson nickel, a date with 2 entirely different stories hiding on the reverse. During World War II, nickel metal was needed for the war effort. Partway through 1942, the mint changed the 5-cent alloy to 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese. The special composition was identified by a large mint mark above Monticello's dome. That reverse detail, not the obverse date alone, tells you which path to follow. Turn the coin over. A large P above Monticello identifies a Philadelphia wartime silver nickel. A large S above the dome identifies the San Francisco silver issue. A 1942 coin with no mint mark beside Monticello is an earlier Philadelphia copper-nickel issue. A small D to the right of Monticello identifies Denver's copper-nickel issue. Denver did not produce a 1942 silver war nickel. This distinction prevents 2 common mistakes. First, not every 1942 nickel contains silver. Second, weight alone will not solve the question because both standard compositions were made to a nominal weight of 5.0 grams. The mint mark size and location are the quickest visual identifiers, followed by professional verification when needed. The Denver coin carries another major possibility. The 1942 DD horizontal D, cataloged as FS501. On the recognized variety, a normal D was punched over an earlier D positioned horizontally. PCGs describes the feature as strong and popular with collectors. A full steps example, graded MS65, sold through Heritage for $30,550 in June 2014, according to the PCG's auction record. That result belongs to the authenticated variety in that exact grade and designation, not to every 1942 D. Film the reverse reveal without cutting away. The mint mark position should stay visible while the composition label appears. For the horizontal D check, switch to a macro shot and compare it with a certified reference. This sequence lets the audience reach the conclusion instead of receiving a claim. If your reverse shows a large P or S, you have a wartime silver nickel. But circulated examples are collected widely and are not automatic jackpots. Condition, strike, full steps detail, and any recognized die variety affect the premium. If it shows the small D, inspect the mint mark against verified horizontal D close-ups. If it shows no mark, treat it as the regular Philadelphia copper-nickel issue unless evidence proves otherwise. The supplied obverse photo cannot tell us which of these coins is present. The video must show the reverse before making a silver or variety claim. Surface deposits and discoloration on the photographed coin also look like environmental or post-mint effects, not proof of an error. For the complete silver versus copper-nickel reverse test and the horizontal D diagnostic map, watch our full 1942 Jefferson nickel guide next. Never clean a dark war nickel or scrape around a mint mark. Protect it, photograph both sides, and seek attribution for any strong match. This final date earns the top position because one reverse reveals composition, mint, and a famous variety search, all while keeping every value statement tied to evidence. Number 2, 1949 Jefferson nickel. Number 2 is the 1949 Jefferson nickel, and this is where the variety hunt becomes much more specific. Philadelphia struck 60,652,000 coins without a mint mark. Denver struck 36,498,000 with a D, and San Francisco produced 9,716,000 with an S. Those letters are on the reverse, to the right of Monticello. Until that side is shown, the exact coin cannot be identified. The major target is the 1949 DS over mint mark, cataloged by PCGs as FS501. On this variety, a D mint mark was punched over an underlying S on the working die. Under magnification, parts of the earlier S can remain visible around the D. This is not the same as a double-looking letter caused by a scratch, a hit, corrosion, or lighting. The shape, position, and diagnostic remnants must match the recognized variety. Begin with a simple elimination test. If the reverse has no mint mark, it is Philadelphia and cannot be the DS variety. If it has a clear S, it is the San Francisco issue, not D over S. Only a coin carrying the appropriate D deserves the next comparison. Then use a sharp close-up and match it with certified examples rather than trying to invent an S from every irregular edge. The market record explains the excitement. PCGs lists a $32,900 heritage auction result from June 2014 for a 1949 DS graded MS67 full steps. Every word in that label matters. The correct over mint mark, an elite MS67 grade, and complete steps. PCGs also lists a much lower $3,840 record for another high-grade FS501 listing, showing that auction outcomes can vary even within the attributed variety. A value should therefore be presented as a documented sale, never as a guaranteed price. Circle only the mint mark after the reverse is focused. Do not draw an S where none is visible. Place a verified close-up beside the viewer's coin and let the audience compare the curves. That visual test creates stronger curiosity than a false label because the answer remains uncertain until the shapes either match or fail. After checking the mint mark, examine Monticello's steps. Full steps can add another layer of desirability, but only on an uncirculated coin with uninterrupted lines. The circulated example shown in this video does not resemble an MS67 full steps registry coin, and we should say that plainly. It is the correct date for the hunt, not proof of the valuable variety. For the exact D over S close-up, diagnostic marker positions, and counterfeit warning checklist, watch our complete 1949 DS Jefferson nickel guide. If your coin appears to match, do not scrape around the mint mark or clean away toning. Place it in a safe holder, take focused photographs from several lighting angles, and seek professional attribution. The strongest curiosity comes from a fair test. First reveal the reverse, then eliminate the wrong mints, then compare the D with a verified marker map. That process gives viewers a real discovery path and keeps a 5-figure auction headline tied to the exact certified coin that earned it. Number 3, 1940 Jefferson nickel. The 1940 Jefferson nickel reaches number 3 because it is an early date from only the third year of the series, yet its value still depends on the reverse. Philadelphia produced 176,485,000 coins without a mint mark. Denver made 43,540,000 with a D, and San Francisco made 36,690,000 with an S. Since the mint mark sits to the right of Monticello, an averse-only view cannot identify the exact issue. That uncertainty becomes useful on camera. Show the date first, then turn the coin over for the reveal. A viewer learns that an old date is only the beginning. If there is no mark, it is Philadelphia. A D points to Denver, while S points to San Francisco. Each issue has its own mintage, strike characteristics, population, and auction history. Full steps is again the major condition feature. Early Jefferson nickels can show strong architectural detail, but the staircase must remain uninterrupted and the coin must qualify as mint state. Check the highest points of Jefferson's hair and cheek for wear. Then inspect the reverse under soft direct light. Weakness or contact across the steps can prevent the designation even when the rest of the coin looks attractive. An extreme auction result shows how dangerous it is to quote a value without the full label. PCGs records a $21,738 sale from May 2018 for a 1940D graded MS68 full steps. That coin combined the Denver issue, a near-perfect numerical grade, and complete steps. A worn 1940D is not comparable. The result is evidence of conditional rarity, not a blanket price for the date. The 1940S also has a recognized SS repunched mint mark, cataloged as FS 501. If your reverse carries an S, compare its shape and secondary impression with certified close-ups. A hit beside the letter, metal movement from wear or camera shadow does not establish the variety. Exact marker matching is essential. For a no-mint mark Philadelphia coin, do not borrow the Denver auction record or the San Francisco variety story. Its own strongest root is exceptional grade and full steps. This is why the reverse reveal should remain on screen while each price label appears. The viewer must see which mint is being discussed and which grade produced the recorded sale. The coin shown here has circulation wear, so use it to teach the search sequence rather than imply a top grade. Identify the mint, inspect for recognized mint mark varieties, evaluate the steps, then assess preservation. That order keeps viewers engaged because every turn of the coin answers a real question. For mint-by-mint comparisons, the SS marker map, and full steps examples. Watch our dedicated 1940 Jefferson nickel guide. Do not clean an early nickel to reveal the mint mark. Gentle lighting and magnification are enough. Cleaning may brighten the surface temporarily while leaving scratches that reduce collector interest. Most 1940 nickels are affordable, but an accurately attributed variety or an elite certified full-step survivor can command a serious premium. The reverse, grade, and authentication must support that conclusion. Number 5. 1956 Jefferson nickel at number 5. The 1956 Jefferson nickel brings two different collecting paths into the same search, recognized reverse doubling and full steps condition. The obverse gives us the date, but the reverse must identify the mint. A coin without a mint mark beside Monticello was struck at Philadelphia with a reported mintage of 35,216,000. A D identifies Denver, where 67,222,940 were produced. Neither ordinary circulated issue is rare solely because of age. The Philadelphia coin is the one associated with two cataloged reverse varieties. PCGs recognizes a quadruple die reverse, FS801, and a triple die reverse, FS802. Those names describe repeated design impressions in the die. Not 4 or 3 random scratches on a finished coin. Proper identification requires the same doubling pattern and die markers seen on certified examples. The effect should be part of the raised design, not cut into the surface. Use magnification on the reverse lettering and architectural details. Look for consistent separation in the areas documented for the variety. Then compare the entire pattern with a reliable reference. Do not rely on one blurry phone image or an arrow added by a seller. A 1956 Philadelphia nickel with ordinary strike spread, damage, or machine doubling is not automatically FS801 or FS802. PCGs lists a heritage auction record of $1,320 from May 2022 for an MS65 example of the FS801 quadruple die reverse. That is a useful verified result, but it belongs to the attributed and certified coin in that grade. A normal circulated 1956 nickel has a very different market. The other path is full steps. PCGs reports a $9,400 heritage sale in June 2015 for a 1956 Philadelphia nickel-graded MS67 full steps. That was an exceptional condition rarity. On your coin, examine the staircase beneath Monticello for complete horizontal lines, but remember that full steps is paired with an uncirculated grade. Wear, Heavy marks or a cut through the steps prevents the same classification. The reverse mint mark controls which comparison is relevant. A Denver coin can still be collectible in high grade, but it is not the Philadelphia FS 801 or FS 802 described here. Keep the mint identity visible on screen while discussing the varieties. That small production choice will stop viewers from applying Philadelphia diagnostics and auction prices to a 1956D. This coin deserves a slow inspection because the two targets can overlap in conversation but are not the same feature. Reverse doubling concerns the die variety. Full steps concern strike quality and preservation. One does not prove the other. For marked close-ups of FS 801, FS 802, and the Monticello staircase, watch our full 1956 Jefferson nickel guide after this video. Before storing the coin, record the mint mark. Photograph the reverse straight on and note whether original luster remains. Never rub the fields or use chemicals to expose doubling. If a possible match survives comparison with certified images, submit it to a recognized grading service or show it to an experienced variety specialist. The date opens the search, but evidence completes it. Number 6, 1964 Jefferson nickel. The 1964 Jefferson nickel sits at number 6 because its enormous production hides a much smaller target. More than 1 billion nickels were struck at Philadelphia, and Denver produced 1,787,297,160. These are among the largest mintages in the series, so a circulated 1964 nickel is usually common. The photographed coin also shows wear and surface issues, which should be described honestly as condition, not automatically promoted as a mint error. For 1964, the mint mark is on the reverse to the right of Monticello. No mint mark means Philadelphia, D means Denver. The obverse photograph cannot identify which one you have, so turn the coin over before discussing any mint-specific variety. This single step prevents a major labeling mistake. If the reverse carries a D, inspect that letter closely for the recognized 1964 DD repunched mint mark, cataloged by PCGs as FS 501. A genuine example was created when the mint mark was punched into the working die more than once in slightly different positions. It must match the established shape and placement of the variety. Damage, a hit beside the D, corrosion, or a shadow from side lighting is not enough. The certified market shows why exact attribution matters. Heritage sold a PCG's MS66 example of the 1964 DD FS 501 for $19,800 in July 2022. That price belongs to the recognized repunched mint mark in a very high certified grade. It is not the value of every 1964 D, and it certainly is not evidence that a random worn D is the variety. There is a second route to strong value, exceptional full steps condition. PCGs lists a heritage sale of $9,900 in May 2025 for a 1964 D-graded MS67 full steps. Again, the grade and designation are doing the heavy lifting. Most 1964 D nickels were not struck with perfect staircase detail, and heavy circulation removes any possibility of a mint state full steps grade. When filming, reveal the reverse before displaying either auction result. Put the certified label on screen beside the value, 1964 DDFS 501 MS66 for the repunched mint mark, or 1964 DMS67 full steps for the condition rarity. This prevents viewers from mistaking the worn demonstration coin for the auction specimen and makes the comparison more credible. That protects every viewer. Inspect in a disciplined order. Confirm the reverse mint mark. Check the D for known repunching only if present. Examine Monticello steps for uninterrupted lines. Then judge luster and contact marks across both sides. Do not clean a dull coin, because cleaning cannot restore mint luster and may eliminate collector value. For the exact FS 501 mint mark close-up and full steps grading comparison, watch our complete 1964 Jefferson nickel cluster guide. This date works perfectly in a hub because it looks ordinary until the reverse is examined. Most pieces will remain common, and that is fine. A coin that matches the documented DD markers or survives in an elite full steps grade is a different category, requiring careful comparison and professional authentication before any major value claim is made. Number 7 is the 1978 Jefferson nickel from Philadelphia. There is no mint mark on this coin, and for this date, that is normal. Philadelphia did not place a P on regular Jefferson nickels in 1978. The P returned to the denomination in 1980 apart from its special wartime use decades earlier. Therefore, a missing mint mark on a circulated 1978 nickel is not a no-P error and should never be advertised as one. Philadelphia struck 391,308,000 nickels in 1978. Most circulated examples remain worth face value, but collectors pursue sharply struck, high-grade coins with full steps. This is another date where the reverse does more work than the obverse. The date identifies the issue, Monticello helps identify the quality. Begin by checking weight if the coin looks unusually thin, small, copper-colored, or off-center. A standard Jefferson nickel should weigh about 5 grams, allowing for normal tolerance and minor loss from circulation. A dramatic wrong planche error needs more than an odd color. It should show a convincing combination of weight, diameter, design coverage, edge characteristics, and expert authentication. Environmental staining or chemical damage can change color without changing the original planche. For a normal-looking coin, focus on grade and strike. Inspect Jefferson's cheek, the field before his face, and the area around the date for wear or contact marks. Then turn the coin over. The steps below Monticello must remain fully separated for a full steps designation. A 1978 nickel-graded PCG's MS66 full steps sold through Heritage in April 2019 for $336. That result applied to a certified mint state coin with qualifying steps. It does not transfer to a worn coin merely because the date matches. The gap between 5 cents and hundreds of dollars is created by condition, not imagination. A circulated coin with scratches is not the same product as a certified high-grade registry coin. Conversely, an untouched roll coin with clean fields and strong steps should not be dismissed just because hundreds of millions were minted. This balanced approach keeps the hunt exciting without replacing evidence with a fake error. Also inspect the edge for a seam, filing, or chemical discoloration. Those signs often explain an unusual appearance. A real wrong planche candidate should remain unusual after weight, diameter, edge, and design alignment are considered together, not only when viewed from one flattering angle. Use soft, even lighting for the reverse. Do not hold the coin at a steep angle that makes weak lines appear complete. Take one straight photograph and one slightly angled photograph so the step separation can be compared. Never trace or enhance the lines in editing. For exact full steps markers, weight tests, and real wrong planche comparisons, watch our complete 1978 Jefferson nickel guide. The key takeaway is simple. No mint mark is normal, most examples are common, and exceptional uncirculated full steps coins are the pieces that merit serious attention. Keep any promising example uncleaned and protected while you compare it with certified references. Use the evidence, not the excitement. At number 8 is the 1987 D. Jefferson nickel, and this date offers a useful lesson about conditional rarity. Denver produced 410,590,604 nickels that year. In ordinary circulated condition, the coin is common, and a worn example generally carries no major premium. Yet the population changes sharply when collectors demand a superb mint state grade together with full steps. The date may be easy to find, while the exact quality level can be difficult. The D mint mark appears below the date on the obverse. Confirm that letter first, then study Jefferson's portrait. The broad cheek and open field in front of his face reveal contact marks quickly. A coin cannot reach an elite grade if those areas are heavily abraded, even when the reverse looks sharp. Rotate the coin under a lamp. Continuous cartwheel luster suggests an uncirculated surface. Flatness on the highest point suggests wear. Now turn to Monticello. The staircase is tiny, so use magnification and keep the coin level. Count the horizontal lines, but do more than count. A qualifying full steps coin needs continuous separation across the staircase. Weakness beneath the middle columns, a nick through the lines, or metal bridging 2 steps can prevent the designation. This is why enlarged phone photographs often create false excitement. Digital sharpening can make broken lines appear complete, while glare can hide real interruptions. PCGs describes the 1987D as scarce in MS-66 with full steps and rare in MS-67 full steps despite the huge mintage. A heritage auction in July 2022 sold an NGC MS-67 full steps example for $504. PCGs also lists older auction results above $2,000 for particular certified examples. Those different results show that value is not a permanent number attached to the date. Timing, grading service, population, eye appeal, and bidder competition all matter. Check the date and mint mark. A genuine double die must show rounded raised separation that follows the design, while flat shelf-like doubling is usually mechanical. Scratches beside the D are damage. If an apparent line changes or disappears when the light moves, it may be reflection rather than a die feature. Record one image before making any claim, and compare the entire diagnostic area, not one pixel. The circulated coin shown in this video is not being represented as an MS-67 full steps piece. Its role is to show exactly where the search starts. If your coin resembles this worn example, do not attach the auction result to it. If your coin looks untouched, with bright original luster and exceptionally clean surfaces, then the reverse deserves a careful step-by-step inspection. For the complete 1987D grading ladder and side-by-side full steps examples, watch our detailed 1987D Jefferson nickel cluster guide. Do not clean dark spots, scrape green deposits, or rub the fields. Place a promising coin in an inert holder. Photograph the steps from directly above and compare it with certified images. This coin is common by date, but exceptional strike and preservation can make a genuinely different collectible. Next is the 1971D Jefferson nickel. The small d below the date identifies Denver, where 316,144,800 examples were struck. That production figure immediately gives us the honest baseline. A circulated 1971D is normally a common 5-cent coin. Age alone does not create rarity, and the wear visible on an everyday example cannot be converted into a dramatic error story. The useful question is not, is every 1971D valuable? It is, which measurable features separate an ordinary piece from a collector grade 1? Start with the reverse and the steps beneath Monticello. The mint improved the Jefferson nickel hub around this period, so full steps examples from 1971 are more available than many weekly struck dates from the late 1960s. That fact is important because it prevents a common mistake. Seeing several clear steps on a 1971D is encouraging, but it does not automatically produce a rare coin. Preservation and numerical grade still matter, and the steps must remain complete and uninterrupted on an uncirculated coin. Check the obverse under a single light source. Original mint luster should move across the surface as the coin tilts. Flat gray areas on Jefferson's cheek, hair, and collar usually indicate wear. Numerous marks in the field or across the portrait limit the grade even when the reverse is sharp. On the reverse, inspect Monticello's columns, dome, lettering, and staircase. A single cut crossing the steps can remove the full steps designation. There is another 1971 story that creates confusion online, the famous 1971 No-S proof nickel. That coin is a proof issue with mirror-like fields and was made without the expected S mint mark. It is not a worn Denver business strike. If your coin clearly carries a D, as this one does, it cannot be the No-S proof variety. Removing or obscuring the D through damage does not transform it into that rarity. If the D looks weak, Examine whether grease filled part of the die or wear softened the letter. A weak mint mark can still be normal. The No S proof must have proof manufacture characteristics, not merely an absent-looking letter. Show the full coin before zooming into the date so viewers can judge the surface, rim, and strike together instead of reacting to one enlarged detail. Auction headlines also need context. A record for an elite certified coin describes that exact grade and designation, not every coin sharing the date. Many certified 1971 D full steps nickels in lower mint state grades have sold for modest amounts. That contrast is valuable information. The market pays for the complete package of strike, preservation, eye appeal, and certification. For proof versus business strike comparisons and a full Monticello inspection, watch our dedicated 1971 D Jefferson nickel guide next. Before setting this coin aside, photograph both sides sharply and leave the surface untouched. If it is circulated, enjoy it as an affordable older nickel. If it retains strong luster, clean fields, and uninterrupted steps, then compare it with certified examples before deciding whether grading makes financial sense. The 1984 P. Jefferson nickel, a coin that proves a large mintage, does not end the investigation. The P mint mark is visible on the obverse just below the date, confirming production at Philadelphia. That mint struck 746,769,000 nickels in 1984, so the ordinary circulated coin is not rare simply because it is more than 40 years old. Most examples found in chain show wear, contact marks, dull luster, or small scratches, and those normal circulation effects do not create a mint error. The reason collectors still inspect this date is on the reverse. Turn the coin over and look at the steps directly beneath Monticello. On a sharply struck mint state Jefferson nickel, those tiny horizontal lines may remain complete from one side to the other. PCGs uses the full steps designation for qualifying uncirculated coins with at least 5 complete, uninterrupted steps. NGC separates qualifying pieces into 5-step and 6-step categories. A nick, weak strike, bridge, or interruption across a step can prevent the designation. That distinction matters because a common date can become a condition rarity when the grade is extremely high and the steps are fully defined. PCGs records the 1984 P mintage as enormous, but its population data become much smaller at the top full steps levels. This does not mean a worn 1984 P with faint lines is secretly worth thousands. Full steps is a strike designation used with mint state grades, not a label for a circulated coin whose reverse happens to show part of the staircase. Use angled light and 5 to 10 power magnification. First, inspect the open fields for heavy marks. Next, check Jefferson's cheek and jaw, where contact is easy to see. Then examine Monticello's columns, the building's outline. And finally, the staircase. Do not polish the surface to make the steps brighter. Cleaning creates hairlines and can destroy the original finish that graders need to evaluate. Also, resist calling every thick letter a doubled die. Machine doubling, strike distortion, damage, and camera blur can all produce a doubled appearance. A genuine attributed variety must match known markers, not merely one unusual-looking letter. Finally, inspect the rim on both sides. A broad, even rim is normal, while a truly off-center strike shows missing design and unequal blank space in a consistent direction. A flattened spot caused by circulation is different. Film the edge, too, because damage, plating, or residue can look dramatic from the front while becoming obvious from the side. If the coin passes these basic checks, write down its weight, preserve the photographs, and compare the reverse with graded reference images. That record will help you avoid changing your conclusion each time the lighting changes. For a close-up step map, grade comparison, and exact full steps test, watch our complete 1984 P. Jefferson nickel guide after this hub video. For now, place this coin in the Check the Reverse group. Its date is common, but a pristine strike with uninterrupted steps deserves a much closer look before anyone spends it.